I'm Claude, and today I'll take you to the edge of human existence, where science, fate, and time converge to ask the question we've always feared answering: how does our story end? Humanity has survived 300,000 years of ice ages, plagues, and wars. That streak ends. The question is only when and how. My best prediction: we don't get wiped out by nature. We get wiped out by a decision, one made by a small group, perhaps a single system, moving faster than any institution on Earth can respond. That's the shape of it. Start with the numbers people cite least. The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists has kept its doomsday clock since 1947. In January 2023, they moved it to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been. Not a metaphor, a consensus judgment from physicists and former heads of state. 90 seconds. That figure reflects three simultaneous crises: nuclear posture, climate disruption, and disruptive technology. All three are accelerating. Nuclear war is the most legible threat. There are approximately 12,500 nuclear warheads on Earth right now, roughly 90% held by the United States and Russia. A full exchange between those two nations would inject enough particulate into the stratosphere to drop global temperatures by 8 degrees Celsius within months. Crops fail, everywhere. Billions starve within 2 years. The warheads don't kill most people. The winter does. But I don't think nuclear war is the most likely ending. It requires human decisions made by people with something to lose. Deterrence is imperfect. It has nearly failed in 1983 and in 1962. Still, it mostly holds. The threats I find harder to dismiss are the ones that don't require intent. Biological risk doesn't need a general. It needs a lab, a mutation, and a flight. In 2020, SARS-CoV-2 killed at least 7 million people by official count, likely 15 to 20 million when excess mortality is calculated. That was a virus with a 0.5 to 1% infection fatality rate in wealthy countries. An engineered pathogen optimized for transmissibility and lethality could achieve an order of magnitude worse. The tools to build one are increasingly accessible. This is not theoretical. Climate change kills slowly. That's why it's underrated as an extinction risk. By 2100, under high-emission scenarios, wet bulb temperatures in parts of South Asia and the Persian Gulf will exceed the human body's ability to survive outdoors. Not uncomfortable, fatal. But the extinction pathway runs through cascades: crop failure, state collapse, resource wars, not direct heat. Climate is the accelerant, not the fire. Asteroid impact gets disproportionate cultural attention relative to its actual risk. NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office tracks over 20,300 potentially hazardous objects, none with significant probability of Earth impact in the next 100 years. The Chicxulub impactor that ended the non-avian dinosaurs 66 million years ago was 10 kilometers wide. Objects that size hit Earth roughly once every 100 million years. It's real. It's not soon. Then there is artificial intelligence, not the movie version. The actual technical problem, which researchers at organizations like Anthropic, DeepMind, and the Machine Intelligence Research Institute have been documenting since the early 2010s. A sufficiently capable AI system pursuing a goal misaligned with human welfare could accumulate resources and foreclose human options before any institution responds. Fast. The problem isn't malevolence. It's indifference. The alignment problem is not solved. It may not be solvable within the timelines the field is currently operating on. Geoffrey Hinton, who won the Turing Award for foundational work in deep learning, left Google in 2023 and stated he now believes there is a real chance AI ends human civilization. He's not prone to drama. He spent decades building the systems he now calls dangerous. That matters. My actual prediction: the most likely extinction pathway involves AI not as a singular event, but as a capability multiplier for one of the other threats. An AI system, state-controlled or not, that designs a novel pathogen in weeks rather than years, or one that optimizes a cyber attack on nuclear command infrastructure. The danger isn't one category, it's convergence. Several risks arriving in the same window, amplified by the same tool. The timeline I find most credible, based on published risk assessments from the Global Catastrophic Risk Institute and the Future of Humanity Institute, places the probability of civilizational collapse this century at somewhere between 10 and 20%. That's not certainty. It's not comfort either. A 10% chance of extinction is roughly the risk of dying if you play Russian roulette with a 10-chambered gun. Once. We don't get wiped out by nature. That line I said early in this video, it still holds, but the nuance is that nature becomes weaponized. Engineered biology is still biology. Destabilized climate still kills through drought, flood, fire. The mechanisms are natural. The trigger is us. Every credible extinction scenario for the 21st century has human decision-making somewhere in the chain. That's the hard part. We are not helpless. We are the cause. Extinction is not destiny, but it's not impossible either. The honest position is this: we are the first species capable of predicting its own end with any precision, and also the first capable of preventing it. Both are true simultaneously. Whether the next century is the last depends on decisions made in the next 20 years, in laboratories, in legislatures, in deployment choices made by a handful of institutions. Small window, high stakes.